downright unsettling beliefs found at the depths of the internet and the heights of paranoia. I'm your host, Dylan, and with me is the omniscient and oligodendrocytic Brent.
Wow. Well, I know what the first one is, and yeah, me and Yahweh, exact same. What is the second one?
So that is in reference to my sister-in-law, who actually yesterday was her, what we are calling her craniversary.
What?
It's when she got her brain tumor removed.
Right. I love that.
And it's been a good year for her. She's recovering quite well, and that refers to one of the glial cells in the brain, and it was the source of her tumor, the oligodendrocytes.
Wow.
It's one of those big words you learn in PhD school.
I wouldn't know. Well, also, firstly, Dylan, I do want to pass along my deepest condolences for your loss recently. So I never had the privilege to meet Dasa, but Dasa was quite literally a part of this podcast. For our listeners, just scroll back through any episode, pick especially the earlier ones. You'll hear Dasa in the background chiming in. So I also enjoyed her Instagram posts and her element. She will be missed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's literally in the last episode.
Yeah, you could hear her
that we recorded there. You can hear her once,
yep.
I think at least.
Definitely at the beginning episode.
Yeah, it's been rough. She was a dynamo, I think is the way we've put it. She was a really important part of our family.
Yeah, how long did you have her?
My fiance saw her hatch.
Wow.
And she was 9. She was almost 10 years old.
That's crazy. Huh.
And yeah, it's been rough. We're all grieving. Lewis is grieving.
Yeah.
But we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, I think.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, there's not a lot to say about it.
It's cool that your cat got along too with it. That's really cool that your cat was able to get along with. That's unusual kind of, isn't it?
It is weird. They were good friends.
It's cute though.
We joke that he liked her more than vice versa. She did enjoy biting him at any chance she could get. Successful sometimes.
So what's our topic today?
So we are not talking about something as cool as Dasa. I mean, none of our topics will be. But today we're finishing up on our Breatharian episode, our Breatharian series, with kind of the most recent entry into the pantheon of prana eaters, a couple, Akahi, Ricardo, and Camilla Castello, who they got a bit of press coverage in 2017. So this is mega recent. They're still around. And they got a bunch of press coverage for not eating, because it's not like anything else was going on in 2017.
That's true. Nothing.
Nothing. And especially
Very
the story
here.
Broke in the UK, so there's nothing going on in the UK right now. There's no political news. It's just doldrums over there at this point.
Breath. Yep.
We went back and forth, I think, about whether to cover them, because they don't have a lot in the theory department. It's kind of a Joss Muheen ripoff, but the media cycle story, I think, on its own warrants covering them. It's really interesting to see how Breatharianism is adapting to a 21st century kind of social media environment.
Did they ever, is there any video or anything, or have you seen anything with them teaming up with Jasahim, at all? Are they're just completely separate?
No, I haven't.
I didn't think so.
I mean, that would be...
I've seen him mention her, but I think here and there, but...
Yeah, sometimes they even mention her... We'll go into it. They mention her kind of processes without name dropping her specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of these folks like taking it all for themselves. I think they want to be, no, we're the people who don't eat. They don't want to share that space. You tend to see all of them are really, so Wiley Brooks linked to Joss Muheen back in the day on his website. Joss Muheen was very much well, we're different. I don't know what he did. It's a very self-absorbed kind of cult. They don't like being part of a tradition unless they're really old and from Tibet for some reason. So this story starts again 2017, about a year and a half ago now, with an article in The Sun on June 15th, 2017. Ricardo and Castello claim they have, quote, barely eaten over the past 9 years. And I imagine that barely is doing a lot of work, because, sometimes I can say with a straight face, right, that, I've barely eaten all day, when, I only went to Taco Bell once that day.
Hey, fourth meal.
Fourth meal.
Fourth meal.
You only need to eat once as long as you eat at midnight.
Do they still do that advertisement? I don't know. I haven't seen fourth meal in a while.
I don't know. I know. I like Jack in the Box's very explicit stoner midnight menu. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah, isn't it just a bunch of random things that do not make sense together, right? Like tacos,
it'll be like
spaghetti.
nachos on a burger, that kind of thing. It's terrible.
Right.
But that's, if you want to barely eat, that's definitely the meal to barely eat. So while the Sun notes that food and water are, quote, necessary for human existence, Ricardo and Castello claim it isn't necessary for them. They can sustain themselves on the, quote, energy of the universe. So really, this is the Sun implying they're not human.
Right.
I mean, really, if you follow that syllogism through.
I like how they let us know that that's the human. Yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure, look, we don't want to be perpetrating any bad medical information. You have to eat and drink.
Thank you, son.
Also, everyone lives off the energy of the universe. That's what you're doing when you eat. That's literally what that is.
I prefer dark energy though over white meat personally. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, dark energy. That's where all the nutrition.
Yeah,
is.
It tastes better too.
Yeah, and the couple say that since 2008, all they have eaten is a piece of fruit or vegetable broth 3 times a week. And then again, the Sun, they don't want to be medically inappropriate. They helpfully add that the NHS calorie guidelines are 2,000 calories a day for women and 2,500 a day for men, and that an apple only has 52 calories, so a little short of your daily calorie needs.
And I would personally have a problem because I only eat candy apples. So all my all my fruit must be encased in sugar coating. So it's just the way I roll.
Yeah, I think though you could get, on the one hand, you probably could meet your calorie needs depending on how much of a candy layer there was. You would just get diabetes immediately. That's the drawback.
Instantly.
Castello even claimed that she practiced a breatharian pregnancy and didn't eat anything for the entire 9-month period.
Jesus.
So I can only imagine the apple and vegetable broth craving she experienced. A lot of people, when they're pregnant, they're really into pickles and ice cream. For her, just apple and vegetable broth. That's all she cared about.
So good.
But apparently, she didn't experience such cravings. Quote, hunger was a foreign sensation to me, so I fully lived on light and ate nothing. My blood tests during all these trimesters were impeccable, and I gave birth to a healthy baby boy. I just imagine the doctor, Miss Castello, your blood results came back, and it turns out it is blood after all. Impeccable.
I actually just picture the baby being born, like coming out of Camilla, floating up into the air, still attached to the umbilical cord. Cut the baby loose. It's lived off nothing but light and breath in the womb. It needs to ascend to the 5th dimension already. Quick, before the chemtrails weigh it down, bringing it back.
Oh, that's why they're doing it with the chemtrails.
Of course, yeah.
All these people living on light, they're going to ascend to 5D Earth Prime just immediately. They don't have to go to McDonald's.
That's right. Straight
out of the womb into the 5D paradise.
Yep.
Ricardo also helpfully explains how a breatharian non-diet can slash your food shopping bills. Quote, there is a freedom that comes from not being attached or dependent on food. Obviously, our living costs are a lot less than most families, and that has allowed us to spend our money on things that really matter, like traveling and exploring together. Now we can spend money on what really matters: locally sourced, organic, non-GMO apples and sustainably produced, cruelty-free vegetable broth. I'm seeing a business angle here that NDCIO ought to exploit.
Let's do it.
Yeah, along with our aged and enraged wine, we also have cruelty-free vegetable broth.
Yeah, I like that.
Castello and Ricardo transitioned to breatharianism through a, quote, 21-day breatharian process, presumably the one recommended by Joss Muheen that we talked about in our last episode, but she isn't named, so maybe a little standoffish, as we mentioned earlier. According to Ricardo, quote, the 21-day breatharian process was a powerful one and stepping stone into realizing the infinite potential that lies within. It led us to explore the breath and its presence within our lives, showing us that we could easily be without food as long as we had air. I used to eat a lot, but I haven't felt hungry since that process in 2008. I just hope that the reason he doesn't feel hungry is because he actually died and is now a reanimated corpse, because that would be bad PR.
The ghost died. Lots of people would actually sadly buy into that these days, I'm afraid. But, just look how skinny your decaying body is. You'll be the talk of the funeral homes.
Yeah, I believe they call that the voodoo diet. Voodoo zombie diet. At this point, you might be worried for Castello and Ricardo's children, but fear not, they aren't extremists.
Thank God.
Quote, our children are aware of breatharianism and the energy that exists in the universe and in themselves, but we would never try to change them, and we let them eat whatever they want, whether that be juices, vegetables, pizza, or ice cream. And while in reality this is a good thing, isn't it bad from their perspective? Why throw away the opportunity to raise kids who could live off light? That seems like that would be great for them.
And their kids are going to follow deep into like the pizzarian cult, actually. Ooh, that's the problem. The deep dish dive deep dish into the pizza carrying cold. I mean, I know. But, I mean, actually, can you imagine, though, if one of the breatharian kids had asthma? Like, what luck? Like, our kid can't even breathe right. Like, Jesus. It's the worst.
They would hold that against him until the day he died. And so, this is great. But where are they getting paid?
Yeah.
Turns out they have a nice little breatharian school to run, so I think you did a little work on that.
Yes, I went to the website, if you meant do work, and they have, Ricardo and Castello offer a Breatharian course. It's online through their website, like I said. It's called it's for the 8-day process. There's one thing you can click on called the 8-day process. It's hosted in San Francisco, and it's only $1,588. So that's cheap, actually, compared to Wiley's courses. So that's pretty good.
See, that's true, but I mean, Wiley's courses made you immortal.
Good
so
point.
you're saving money in the long run. You pay $1 billion now, 2,000 years from now, it's cheaper. So
yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so this is from the website here, and I'll quote: Akia's 8-day Pranic Breatharian method will open your understanding to a newly developed, intelligent nourishment of light and energy. It is a platform to bring together like-minded people from all over the world to come experience the evolution of consciousness and complete transformation of their thought processes and how to listen to their real selves. The program is aimed to make people go beyond their dependency on food as a source of life and utilize their inner energy to fuel their existence. This program will take beyond the mystic universal energies for nourishment, energy, and information. Akahi 8-day process is extensively researched and approved by scientists in the world who themselves have been intrigued by the power of the program. That's my favorite sentence, actually, in that whole thing, that last part.
What I like about this description is notice they're talking about scientists that are in the world. This is hollow earth science.
Shit,
that's how you know it's the real deal.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. So using the power of water and dry fast combined with conscious breath technology, the program structure is impactful enough to correct damaged DNA, generate and rejuvenate emotional, mental, and physical well-being, regulate the oxygen intake in the body, and align the nervous system in the best interests of the overall health of the human body. Wait, though. Did I just hear them say water? I thought this is about substituting breathing for eating and drinking. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I signed up for the dry fast. What kind of loser does a wet fast? That's weak.
So also about the 8-day course, the website states, every morning, 9 a.m., we will meet for a short chat, just a short chat. Then we will initiate the energy breathing practices of the day. Every afternoon, 4 p.m. group meets once again for the second session of energy nourishment and breathing exercises. So in between workshops and sessions, there remains a lot of free time to allow the participants to experience the power of each session and integrate the many awakenings offered by this exceptional process. So, lots of free time in a course I paid lots of money for. Yeah, I'm sign me up. I'm in for that.
Well, they need time to experience the power and to integrate the awakenings.
You just can't go through one awakening into another one either. You need at least a 5-minute smoke break or something.
You got to integrate them.
Yep. So every night there is a sharing circle, and some nights we have other group activities, workshops, classes, films, bowling night, pizza-less parties, watching films like Gandhi and Hunger, and laughing. Things like that, I assume. I added that last sentence, obviously.
Gandhi, what a loser.
I was like, this is a good comedy. There will be one day of silence, and you will learn a unique memory reprogramming technique. They will reprogram your memory just like you never wasted $1,588 on this dumb course. Oh,
I'm a little
much.
I think they're getting a little too carried away with themselves here.
Yeah.
Just stick to the not eating. That should be, this memory reprogram. What are you, Kevin Trudeau? That's the mistake he made. He did too much stuff.
Yeah.
You got to have a niche.
Keep it simple when you're cold. Yeah. The Gradual monitored 8-day Pranic Fast is as follows. This is according to their website. A week before the process, the participants are asked to begin a living foods diet. This helps during the deep detox process. So you can eat meat, but you must first make sure that the animal is still living. That's fine. That's no problem.
Yeah, and the best way to do this is you start a garden and then you just go out to eat. You just eat the plants off the vines and off the stalks as such. You don't.
Yep. Just pour ranch dressing right on that.
Right
tomato
on
right there. Just eat it right there. Okay, so on the first day of the process, we only eat fruits. So we're eating here right off the bat. That's not good. But okay, on the second day, we will drink liquids and fresh fruits and veggie juices or smoothies. So it's starting to sound more like a juice cleanse more than a breathing diet, but that's fine. I mean, it's day 2.
I feel like we're consuming more now
start
than the first
I know,
day.
it's like I would normally not eat this much, but here we are. Okay, so third day, for the third day, we go on an almost 3 days of water or dry fasting. So here we go. Accompanied with very powerful energy nourishment techniques, participants have the opportunity to experience energy nourishment in 100% while dry fasting for 1, 2, 3 days, optionally depending upon each participant's desire. Most of the participants enjoy very much the completion of 3 days dry fasting, while others may choose to drink water after 1 or 2 days of dry fasting. The process will guide you, not your body or its physical needs, but the process.
It's the process.
It's the process.
I have to say right now, they're definitely playing it safe.
Yeah.
I can see how fewer people are probably going to die doing this.
Right.
And that's pretty smart on their PR part.
It's true. So anyway, for the last 3 days, we will gradually reactivate the digestive system by drinking initially diluted juices and then gradually, day by day, adding more fruits or veggies to your drinks. But, I think it's actually 25% concentrate, if I remember correctly, from our last episode.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so also, we need to have some sugary fruit juices here, some Sunny D. What's going on?
Some junk juices, as Jocelyn called them.
Yes. So have no fear with regards to pranic fasting. Pranic fasting is a whole new thing, all in caps and bolded. The amazing breathing techniques of the process will energize your body to give you strength and confidence for an easy and effortless transition. So the 8-day process is intelligent and body-friendly.
You know what else is body-friendly? A tapeworm. A tapeworm really likes a body.
It will adapt to your physical needs to make the transition enjoyable. It is a very happy surprise when your participants find it easier than they expected. But it says, we do offer a free burial service to bury you on site to save your family money. Oh!
Now talk about intelligent and body-friendly. What they meant is corpse-friendly. That's the problem. You got to read the fine print.
And this is all in caps here. Remember your natural and eternal connection with the cosmic source of energy. I mean, remember, how could I forget, right?
Yeah.
The 8DP retreat, that's
the hip way of calling it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they're trying to get millennial now.
It's like, oh, dude, you on the 8DP? Dude, for sure. Retreat is for all of us who feel called to embrace the new quantum leap in human consciousness, the permanent state of living from love, both capitalized L's. We invite you to gift yourself these sacred 8 days, free from distractions, to focus deeply within in complete stillness, peace, and joy. Let go of old fears and limitations.
Imitations, I feel, is more accurate, though.
Yeah. Awaken your natural ability to be the pranic state, living on love, living on light. I would rather watch a remake of the TV show Quantum Leap, personally, than do this. But
yeah,
whatever.
I was thinking about that show. That was good times.
It was, yeah. Just wake up in somebody else's body. Like, that can be done. During this beautiful 8-day retreat, you will receive a perfect sequence of pranic breathing sessions, a powerful new inner science guided by Akahi in person and Camilla, why are these in caps? Via Skype too. Exploring simple.
That's the pranic enlightenment indicator.
That's true.
So we know that Ricardo and Castello have been enlightened.
That's true. Yep.
Although I am a little skeptical why Castello would need to use Skype. I feel that you should get some of that kind of pranic telepathy going on.
Yes.
But I guess the people going aren't enlightened, so they wouldn't be able to communicate that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I just answered my own question. I'm sorry.
So they're exploring simple and potent tools for pranic living and accompanied by a recommended plan for your favorite fruits, juices, and 3-day water fast. 3 days dry fast, optional. They keep saying that. Inner science is my favorite science, I mean, you need data, just check the soul. Check the gut. You'll find it.
Yeah, wait a minute. So let's see here. Is climate change happening?
Check your gut.
No.
Yes.
That's what my insides are saying.
Yeah, I like that.
They're not saying anything, which I'm taking to be a no.
Right. Yeah, they haven't spoken. Yeah. So we invite you to plan ahead in order to eliminate distractions during these powerful and sacred 8 days. So, example, unhook from your phone, email, internet, reading materials, allowing a deep focus within, in silence, in peace, in stillness. So wait a minute, unhook from your reading materials? So regular books are allowed, just no Kindles, I guess? So yeah, that's good. Fuck yeah, I'm bringing Jasahim's books, obviously. I mean, that's just a given, but...
Yeah, definitely no Kindles. That's too much electrical interference.
Right.
I also like how,
Books are fine.
you're supposed to unhook from all your electronic devices, and yet they offer Wi-Fi.
Yes.
It seems bizarre.
Yeah, that's something similar going on with like Jasahim going and ordering the vegetarian meal and just not eating it. Just like, this is a useless thing, but just rub it in your face.
Yeah, it also might be just a test for you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like this is, we've got that like fancy, gigabit Ethernet going on. But if you connect to it, you're a failure. And that's what the network name is. You're a failure.
So to support in having the perfect experience, we are staying at a gorgeous retreat site surrounded by nature, serenity, with Akahi, Camilla, and other program participants. I thought Camilla was only joining via Skype, though.
Well, she's there in pranic spirit.
Oh, my bad. Yep.
So
that's true.
Which they treat as the same as being there in person, so they don't feel the need to be specific about that.
For 2018, our process will be held at the private location, an hour and a half north of San Francisco, in the heart of the beautiful Sonoma County. This information is outdated, but, still it's up on their website, so you missed it, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that.
You'll have to wait for 2019 for a new private location.
Actually, when I first read that, I read it and I thought it was saying Sedona. I was like, well, that makes perfect sense, actually. But then I was like, oh, Sonoma. Okay, not the same place.
a little different.
A little different. So, mind-expanding, super-conscious, life-changing retreat, sacred opportunity to upgrade your life to true mastery and infinite possibilities. Full details email will be sent after registration.
A little bit of a downer. Maybe I would have flipped those.
Yep. So, however, if you do not want to, break the bank for a full 8-day retreat, you can also do this. On their website, they do offer a step-by-step Pranic Woman video course taught by Camilla. So, sorry, guys.
There's one thing to have the patriarchy, but the pranic patriarchy is just double worse. We need to get some women into this pranic enlightenment.
Right. So, lifetime access to learning and experiencing the benefits of the program at a pace that works for you. Available on all devices. This is, mobile, tablet, desktop computers, Kindles. Access the training anywhere.
Anywhere. The moon. In the center of the hollow earth. Antarctica. Anywhere.
Exclusive access to private Pranic Woman Facebook group where you can share questions, insights, and build community with like-minded people from around the world. So, this is sexist against men, actually. Men's rights groups. Where are you? This is where you need to focus on.
MGTOW. Men need to go their own way. That's what we need to do. Also, private Pranic Women's Facebook group. I don't know how private that Facebook group is with all the data leaking going on.
Right? So this is what you get in the Pranic Woman Facebook page. So you end up getting the conscious breath. You'll get that. You'll get feminine pranic light body activation, which is always good. You'll get pranic yoga. I mean, is there any other kind of yoga really? You'll awaken your divine sensual nature. So
tight.
Yep, leave that there. Woman, what? Well, obviously you're a woman. Womb breath and toning. So womb breath and toning. I don't know what exactly womb breaths are. Vaginas are breathing at this point, so that's great.
Well, it's the uterus breathing, I think.
Right. Yeah, yep.
And toning is kind of... I'm not sure, are you getting like an ab workout via the womb breath? I'm not sure what.
Get that womb ready.
That's supposed to imply.
Yeah. So, karmic healing, because it's pretty self-explanatory. Creative empowerment, naturally rejuvenate and extend your life. Light nourishment, obviously. Integral human and spiritual beauty. Live in self-sustaining states of wellness.
So are these books you get when you join the
I would
Pranic
hope,
Women Facebook group?
No, they're just random sentences.
Oh, it just says you get this. Okay. That's what I get for trying to make it make more sense than it does.
So the last part of this section here talks about the breath can be accessed from anywhere. It exists within and around you in every moment of every day. We can feel and become entrained with the profound benefits of the air and the pranic energy that it carries in an everlasting relationship with the basic mechanism of our bodies. I mean, minus eating real food and real energy, of course. But anyway, we put this to use intrinsically through our senses and by learning to hear, read, and see in action. It is transmitted kinesthetically via the pathways that open through our senses and the ability to align with the natural rhythm of our breathing cycle. Because this program is about empowerment and learning to master our innate self-healing capacities. Totally different. Today's media-rich environment is the perfect place to live the 4-week Pranic Woman program. So this is the 4-week Pranic Woman program. For years, Camilla has been sharing the Pranic Woman program internationally through both in-person and virtual settings. Women and families in over 20 countries have integrated these teachings in their lives, and thanks to today's digital technology, Skype, there are no limits to the way we can interact and bond with each other. Fuck that shit. I say that 3D physical world, science and technology. Whatever happened to inner science? Am I right? Come on.
Yeah, what happened to the 5D
bullshit.
Earth Prime? We're supposed to transcend all of this.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
It's really sad.
Yeah. So take time every day towards your own life process and healing. So
that's good advice.
That's good advice
from
the website. Agree. So if you would like to give them money, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. If you are in any way, shape, or form tempted, no. I would say not to. That would be my recommendation.
Right.
But I have to say, overall, I don't know what they're making on this, but this seems to be, they've definitely learned the Jas Muheen mistake. They learned from her to not tell people they cannot eat totally for 21 days. Like, if you look at this 8-day program, one, it's optional to drink water, to not drink water.
Yeah.
And then for half the damn thing, you're eating and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Real smart on their part, I have to
You're
admit.
sandwiched, if you will, around eating. At the beginning, and I think at the end you can eat. But yeah, definitely at the beginning, first 3 days.
Yeah, because I think you said at the end they actually try to get you back to eating. So it's not meant to be a lifestyle choice. It's meant to be, it's more like intermittent fasting.
Yeah, it's like intermittent fasting sandwich.
I love those fasting sandwiches. All right, so this is why this story came out, really, is they want to sell you this breatharian school. And so after the Sun article came out, there were a few other stories over the next week that came out about this couple from Yahoo, the New York Post, the Daily Mail, Metro, and the Independent. And the Daily Mail article was shared 24,000 times on social media, while the Independent article was shared 37,000 times according to CNN. The Independent article gives us a few more details on the couple. Quote, the couple met in 2005 and discovered breatharianism in 2008. They eventually transitioned from vegetarians to raw vegans to fruitarians and finally to breatharians.
Whoa. Sorry, I feel like they skipped a few steps there because I think it's pescatarian to, from eating meat, then pescatarian to vegetarian to vegan, then raw vegan, then fruitarian, then seeditarian, then dustitarian, then waterarian to finally breatharian. And that's all, granted, if you're still alive after all that, or rather, Deatharian.
Yeah, so. Deatharian. That's
Deatharian
the real,
is the goal,
that's
really.
You've really ascended, when you could just live on your own death because you're dead. So according to Castello, quote, humans can easily be without food as long as they are connected to the energy that exists in all things and through breathing. For 3 years, Akahi and I didn't eat anything at all, and now we only eat occasionally, like if we're in a social situation or if I simply want to taste a fruit.
So isn't any meal with someone actually a social situation? Technically. So basically they just didn't eat alone. I'm sensing some loopholes actually going on here.
Yeah, plus they have kids. And eating with their kids is a social situation.
Boom.
So this seems a really easy loophole to exploit.
It does.
But actually the article addresses what could be going on with many breatharians. Dee Dawson, an expert on eating disorders, once gave an insightful explanation as to why some people seem to honestly believe they do not need food. Quote, breatharianism is a fraud, but breatharians may be deluded, she told The Guardian. She suggested believers tend to overlook some of the food they eat in a similar way to people who are struggling with their weight. The article continues, quote, every obese person who comes into my surgery says, Doctor, I can't understand why I'm not losing weight. I haven't eaten all week. Then I say, what did you have for breakfast? Oh, just 3 pieces of toast. And lunch? Just 1 sausage and a few chips. Add it all up and they've eaten 2,000 calories that day. While Castello says she, quote, ate nothing during her pregnancy, this is meant as a figure of speech, meaning almost nothing, And she also says she only ate 5 times, all of which were in social situations. And this, I mean, in all honesty, like this makes a lot of sense. You know, if you ever try to guess the calories of meals at fast food places, because now they all have the calories listed, or a lot of them do.
Yeah.
And it's really mind-blowing how, this Taco Bell burrito is 1,500 calories, which you never would have guessed. So this definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we get the Sun article, and then we get all these other articles. No one's, I mean, obviously false. You know, they obviously are eating, just period. But so, like, what's going on here? Like, why are all these people taking this story? Well, this is to me, the interesting part of this story is where this story came from. So, according to the CNN article, the couple originally sold their story to Newsdog Media, a, quote, UK-based content creation company that packages and sells tabloid-style news stories to media outlets. According to Matt Grokut, a representative for Newsdog Media, that's his real name, they conducted 2 Skype interviews with Castello and Ricardo, then sold the story to other news outlets. These other outlets can then rework the story to match their own style. Grokut did not say how much the outlets purchased the story for, or which outlets purchased the story, but the Sun, Metro, and the Daily Mail credited photos to Newsdog Media, and the Daily Mail is listed as one of their clients on their website. He also said that Newsdog Media found the couple through the Breatharian school they run. Now, you might be wondering, did they do any fact-checking? You know, what did Newsdog Media, how did they figure out?
If I know Newsdog Media, I know they do fact-checking.
Yeah,
if anybody does.
Newsdog Media, just the pinnacle of journalistic ethics.
Yep.
So what did they do? Quote, "Short of flying to Ecuador and monitoring what they eat for a few weeks, I feel we did everything in our power to stand up the story. We're a small freelance outfit in the UK and clearly can't afford to fly to South America." See, I would love to know exactly what they did do. It's like short of making sure they don't eat, we did everything we could do to make sure they don't eat. There's not a whole lot left at that point. I kind of want to call them up and be like, "Hey, guess what? I breathe underwater." As already mentioned, the Sun article appears to be the first to run the story. Yahoo 7, an Australian site associated with Yahoo, published their own version of the story, and I couldn't figure out where the 7 comes from.
It's like this old Midwest emo band thing. My brother and a friend were in a band called Partisan 6 growing up. It's another group of friends were in a band called Andromeda 44. Like, you just basically pick a word and then just stick a random number at the end of it. It's pretty cool. I don't know.
Check out my band Encyclopedia 78.
Yes. Because if you didn't have a number attached to it, it's just not worth listening to, really.
So Yahoo 7 was the one that wrote the story, but then the official Yahoo News Facebook page shared the Yahoo 7 story to their 7.3 million followers.
Oh, 7 to 7 here. Some numerology happening.
Oh, that's true. And 7, as we know, is the number of what? The churches in Revelation.
That's right. God's favorite number.
What? It's the sacred number.
Yep.
It's the big old number.
There it is. There's connections. If you listen to all of our episodes, you'll see it's like a David Lynch film. You need to watch every single thing, connect all the dots, spend a lot of time.
Yeah, if you write down every 13th word, every 12th and 7th word, you'll have wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, it'll be pretty much a waste of your life.
Yeah. So when asked by CNN why the company would share an easily debunked story with its large audience, a company spokesperson declined to comment. But after this contact, the Facebook post was deleted. Yet it was still up on Yahoo's Style and Beauty page, which itself has 2.2 million followers. And this makes sense. Heroin chic, that was a real 90s thing. It's all about hungry chic now. CNN also contacted The Sun, The Independent, The New York Post, The Daily Mail, and Metro, but none responded. Although after contact, again, The New York Post and Yahoo 7 both published articles debunking the story. Ricardo himself told CNN that the couple has heard from, quote, thousands of people interested in breatharianism. Quote, thousands. Ricardo said he wouldn't recommend attempting to starve the body of food without the proper training, but insisted that with the proper tools and awareness, the practice isn't harmful. We all know the air is light. We all know there is energy in nature, he told CNN, so there's no way this could be dangerous. So I want to play this game too. I just like this little argument he set up. So, okay, here's my version. We all know the water is metal.
Mm-hmm.
We all know there is sound in nature. So there's no way eating only dimes can be dangerous.
Oh, damn it. You're such an elitist. I eat nickels still, personally, but, I'm a man of people.
Well, I am on to those Sacagawea gold dollars.
Damn.
Exclusively.
So, speaking of debunking, let's take a look at these new articles.
Yeah, I know our listeners have just been chomping at the bit, wanting to know, like, what? There's got to be something wrong here. But we just, let's see if we can figure out what it is.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, turns out Ricardo and Castello do eat. No.
Oh, man.
I know. So, here it is. Here's the quote. We do eat, just not with the same frequency or intensity as the average person, the couple said. In a statement to the Post Wednesday, when we went through the Breatharian transition 21-day process, our intention wasn't to stop eating, but rather to heal on a genetic level. Information that gets passed through the generations and manifests in each person in different ways, like hereditary information. The not eating was like a side effect that we freely explored when we were a young couple and without children, and also through Camilla's pregnancy.
Yeah, man, it was just a phase. Like, we also used to listen to Slipknot and huff lighter fluid through a straw. That doesn't define who we are.
It's always good from time to time to do a genetic healing. My genes often need realignment in their chakras.
Yeah, I mean, when a few years ago, I learned that my genes were all twisted. They're like they look like a rope ladder that was all twisted. And I just had to straighten that all out.
You may need to go see somebody about that. That does not sound good, actually.
I mean, yeah, my blood doesn't clot anymore, but it's all straightened out now, and I'm doing really good.
So the couple also walked back the statement that Castello only ate 5 times during her entire pregnancy. Damn, that's taking it one step back further from Taco Bell's 4th meal plan. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So that's good.
5.
Yeah.
5th meal.
So during that time, we enjoyed mostly liquids, eating occasionally, but surprisingly to us also, not from hunger or a feeling of necessity. Quote, so surely we were being nourished physically, but we were also aware of the very real non-physical nourishment that we receive from our breathing exercises and practices of consciousness.
I mean, I get it. So with Wiley Brooks, he taught us that we have a spiritual digestive system.
That's right.
And you feed the spiritual digestive system non-physical nourishment. It's clear as day.
Well, I'm actually personally right now getting non-physical nausea from reading about these people, but that's
the worst. You need to get some of that non-physical Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, right. Yep. Does it work? Let me check my gut. It does.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't trust your gut right now. You got that non-physical nausea.
True. This is very confusing. So they also reiterate that, yes, they do feed their kids, so that's good. We get this straight. We do feed our children. We just don't force them to eat if they're not hungry, or obligate them to finish their entire plate if they feel satisfied. According to the couple's statement, it says it has to do with body autonomy and learning to care for and know oneself, which is very valuable for everyone of every age. They are their own people, and their lives don't need to be the same as ours. We teach them to know their bodies and to respect them and to love them and to take care of their beautiful temples.
So in short, not eating at all becomes not forcing themselves or their children to eat until the point of vomiting. I mean, it's just a semantic game at this point.
That's true. And at this point, these kids have totally rebelled and probably become grossly obese and try hard to not breathe on a daily basis. Maybe they've started their own eating-only cult. No breathing in this cult, god damn it.
Yeah, you need to eat your oxygen just like you're eating your feelings. Yeah, they inculcate asthma in themselves so they're not breathing as much as possible. Get those O2 levels real down there. And that's it for part 3 for Ricardo and Castello, and that is it for our series on Breatharianism. Brent,
take a deep breath,
what did you learn? What most inspired you about this episode and our series in general?
I am inspired to hold my breath longer, personally.
I'm going to hold my breath for the remainder of this episode.
Yep.
I couldn't do it.
I thought you were going to edit it to sound like you did for a long time. Damn.
No, that's cheating. We would never do that to the listeners.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I found this whole thing was interesting. I don't know. I mean, my personal favorite is Wiley Brooks, I think. He was definitely one of my favorites. This last one, this shorter episode that we did, is a little more fun, but whatever. These are the new kids on the Breatharian circuit, so they're not quite.
Yeah,
as,
we felt we needed because this is how I learned about Breatharianism in the first place. Was this story?
Yeah. Yeah, what about you? What did you get anything that you could take away from and just use in your life?
What fascinated me about this episode in particular, and the thing that pushed me over the edge for why we should cover it, is the media narrative. I found a really good Dig article, actually, which kind of broke down the kind of timeline of this story and how just an obvious falsehood, just obvious false that they're not eating, just period. Period. Like, it's not something to be debunked. It's not something that we need to bring in, expert eyewitnesses. It's false. And yet there's this whole media cycle, and there's all these stories that are getting shared to millions of people, all from, this news dog media doing 2 Skype interviews with these morons and then selling it to all these various, it's just, to me, that's the interesting story here.
That is true.
Is how an obviously false story can generate this huge media cycle out of thin air.
That is crazy. It really is.
Thin air that you need to breathe to live.
Please, people, breathe.
Breathe, eat, and drink.
And maybe be merry. Why not?
Yeah, be merry. Sometimes.
Merry Christmas. That's that time of year.
We say Merry Christmas on this podcast.
That's right.
The war on Christmas does not... It's the last stand here. We're going to say it. We don't go to Starbucks. We don't, go wherever else.
Are they doing just
Only
the solid red
places that
cups? Ugh, disgusting.
Oh, the solid red cups makes me want to puke. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think overall Wiley Brooks is the most interesting character. The most, to some degree, I hate to say it, sympathetic to some degree.
Yes.
Because he didn't get the big old success that Joss Muheen definitely. Joss Muheen got rich.
Joss Muheen is my least favorite human.
No, definitely.
One of my fees. But yeah, it's horrible. That interview of her, it just makes my skin crawl. I can't stand to look at her face.
Yeah, that's definitely. Words. And these people, at least, Ricardo and Castello, they're making it a lot safer.
Yeah, that's true.
So even though you shouldn't screw people out of money, you shouldn't be a con artist, but as long as you're not killing people and promising that you're going to cure their cancer or something, it doesn't make me as absolutely furious.
Yes, exactly right.
All right. And so that's all we have for today. Definitely a shorter episode today to bring you into the holiday season.
Short breaths.
We're taking something of an official None Dare Call It Ordinary holiday break.
Yes. So
you will most likely see a new episode probably in 2019. So this is more likely our last episode of 2018. It's been a fun year so far.
Yes.
Kind of glad to end it in some ways. This has definitely been the highlight of it for me, for sure.
Yes.
But, in the meantime, there's plenty of places you can reach us. You can go to our website, nonedarecallitordinary.com. There you'll get links to anywhere else you can listen to the podcast, whether it's SoundCloud or iTunes or Stitcher or really anywhere else. I also want to mention if anyone can do a kind of rate and review on us on any of their podcast platforms, especially if you can write something that makes it kind of appear faster.
Yes.
Not exactly sure how that works, but if you could do that, that would be lovely. We're also on YouTube now. We haven't done too much. I've been meaning to, schedule editing sessions on YouTube. It just hasn't been working out. But that is another way you can listen to our podcasts if you prefer. We're also on social media, so we do have a Facebook page. I haven't done anything with that. We're also on Twitter at NDCIO. We're on Reddit, None Dare Call Ordinary without the it. And I think that is it for where we are. Oh, lastly, send us an email. Did we get something right? Did we get something very wrong? Send us an email at nonedarecallitordinary@gmail.com. And with that, we are done!